Hi there, this is Wiz. Welcome to my channel. On this video, I want to give you my thoughts about the brand new iPhone XS and XS Max. Should you upgrade or not? And I want to talk in general about the Apple versus Android war. I spent a few days now with the new iPhone XS Max, and the famous question that everyone is asking on all videos on YouTube, comments is, should you buy this iPhone? There are multiple answers to that question. Of course, if you are a hardcore Apple fan, if you want to have the latest and greatest, if you are an early adopter, then yes, you should definitely considering buying this phone. If you got an iPhone X, of course the XS or XS Max is gonna be better at everything. It is an incremental update, but it's better at everything. Better processor, better camera, better everything. Whether or not it's gonna be a huge improvement, it can be questioned, but it's gonna be an improvement. If you have an iPhone X and you enjoy your phone, but like me, you were frustrated about the small 5.8 inches screen, then this one is for you. The XS Max is the phone you want, because you got exactly the same experience, but magnified by a way bigger 6.5 inches screen. We can argue that everything remained the same. I mean, Apple could have done some things to have a better use of this gigantic screen, but unfortunately, you get almost the same experience. Some native applications are made in a way that you can have a kind of a split view, but then again, I think Apple could have done a little bit better in this regard. Now, if you have older iPhones like 6, 7, 8, normal one or plus, then you should definitely considering moving to this one. This one with this almost edge-to-edge screen, if you forget about that notch that you actually can't see here, because in a very clever move, Apple has released some wallpaper that really hide the notch. So if you want to have really a kind of futuristic design, I would say, then you should consider buying the XS and XS Max. I personally really don't care about that notch. I don't see what it's all about. People saying, I will never buy a phone with notch. I mean, now even Android phones have notch, bigger or smaller. And also you have to consider the price tag for this guy. This is the entry-level 64 gigabyte XS Max, and it cost me 1,299 Swiss francs. I let you make the conversion on your local currency. This is a lot of money, and even me as an Apple fan, I find this price insane. Smartphone price should never exceed $1,000, euros, Swiss franc. And this is already a very high price for a smartphone. But pay that much money for a phone is becoming something a little bit insane. I was lucky enough to be able to sell my old iPhone X at a very high price, and I just had to put a few more 100 Swiss francs to be able to get this one. But again, I wish that we stop this price increase here, because I mean, I would never put 1,700 for the 512 gigabytes. This is the limit for me. Now, talking about which one is better, Android or Apple. In my opinion, and I think that in a lot of people's opinion, there is not a better operating system than another. It all depends on you. How do you envision your phone usage? Do you like to dig into your phone? Do you like to customize everything? Do you like to change everything on your phone? Do you like to be able to move icons, to change color, to have a launcher and this and that? So then the iPhone is not the right smartphone for you, because everybody knows, I mean, you can't do the majority of the things I just said on an iPhone. But consider this, the majority of people that buys a smartphone nowadays are not behaving like you and me. The majority of those people, they even don't know what a pixel per inch is. They even don't know how many pixels per inches there are into the iPhone or any other smartphone. They probably don't care about it. They just want a phone to be able to call, to text, to go on social media, to have fun with it, and that's it. So if you are those kind of people, then the iPhone is the best phone for you, because it's in a way easy to use. Now, in the other hands, if you are a tech guy, if you like to dig into things, if you like to understand more what's inside your phone, how your smartphone works, and you want to change everything and you want to customize your phone the way you like, then probably this is not the right phone for you, and you should consider an Android smartphone, because you can do everything I said in every Android smartphones. Keep in mind that I got almost all Samsung Galaxies and some other Android phones like HTC, LG, and almost all iPhones. So I really know what I'm talking about, and I think I can really bring here my thoughts about it. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about it? What phone suits better to you? Is it Android? Is it Apple? Personally, I've been always switching back and forth, but always coming back to Apple. Why? Because the way I see my smartphone usage really is the same way as Apple sees it. What I personally like on the iPhone is the premium build quality. This phone is made of glass, stainless steel, and it looks and feels really premium in the hand. Of course, now the latest Samsung, for example, are also built out of glass and steel, and they look also premium and very well built. So this is not really an argument anymore. But there is some things when you use an iPhone, there is some things that is probably in my head and in a lot of people's heads, but I feel like I really have a premium device. What I also like is what they call continuity. I love the fact that I can start some things on my iPhone, continuing on the iPad, and finish on the MacBook Pro. A good example was the other day, I was in my man cave in my office, I got a call, I didn't know where my phone were, and I could answer that call either from my iPad or from the MacBook Pro, and I did answer that call with my MacBook Pro. It is very convenient. You may say that you can do the same with Android devices, probably yes, but you would need an app, you would need to connect to open the app. Here it is done absolutely seamlessly. Now, think about this. Prior to this, if we go back like 10 years ago, those were the smartphones, the so-called smartphones we were using at the time. Do you remember the Sony Ericsson P1i? This is a dummy one, but I used to have the real one, and I loved this phone. This phone was way ahead of its time, with a stylus, a nice camera, this very innovative keyboard with 2 letters, and you needed to get used to it, but once you did, it was very fast typing, touch screens, and the first real touch screen, full touch screen. I also had the real one of this, I remember, HTC. So back at that time, nobody was really caring about pixel per inches, resolutions, RAM, ROM, chipset, and all this. Now it seems that all we care about is how powerful is my smartphone. Probably we were happier back at that time because no social media, we had more time to hang out with family, with friends. Shut up, Google! Hey, that's the progress. So now let's forget about this, and this is the reality. A couple of days ago, when I sold my iPhone 10, I didn't think I would sell that phone so quickly, and I ended up without a smartphone prior to receiving my new 10s Max. So I took old phones from my son. So this is the S7 Edge from my son, and you can see that it's completely destroyed. Of course, it's a teenage phone. The screen is cracked, the back is cracked, there's a line here on the screen, but this phone is still working very well. And surprisingly, I realized that I was not really caring about the shape of my phone. I could do the same things on this phone that I'm actually doing on that one. And this phone now, if you buy a used, probably better condition one, it costs just a few hundred Swiss franc or euro or dollars, and it does exactly the same. So again, it all depends on you. If you want to have the latest and greatest, then you're gonna spend money, but you're gonna have a huge phone with a huge screen, with huge capabilities. But if you don't care about it, just buy a used phone, whatever you like, whether it's Android or iOS, but you will be surprised, you will end up doing exactly the same things. At the end, I'm really laughing at this Android versus iOS war, because no one is better. Apple is not better than Android, and Android is not better than Apple. It all depends on you, how you envision your smartphone usage. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about it? Are you gonna buy the new 10s? Are you coming from a 10, from a 7, from a previous iPhone? And what are your thoughts about Android versus iOS? As usual, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!